about to say, it's me. We in here. You know, we rocking out in the green room. Finna turn it up. You know, in environmental psychology, they talk about green being what makes you be creative. And if you, you know, some people are colorblind or they can't see it, they can still tell what they looking at. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
That shit cold.
Man, I don't know if you knew this.
It's just a color. It's really like a feeling.
Factual.
Yeah.
Green is also the color with the most shades. The human eye can recognize more depth in the color green than any other color.
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah, it's a green. It's a green world, baby.
It's a bunch of hues of green.
It's lime, it's olive, it's dookie green, it's all that shit.
Hey, look, so this is a good question. I'm asking you.
I'm just
look. All right, so the color of Gatorade, right? You know the lime Gatorade. Is that green or yellow?
It's neon.
Man, I'm arguing my partner. I'm telling this neon green.
Yeah, it's neon green.
Like, man, that yellow.
No, that's green.
That just. Yeah, I got that on the record. I ain't the only one. Well,
it's more of a variation of green than it is yellow.
I even put it on the internet and asked people like, what color is this Gatorade? Green or yellow? And I know it's lime to me.
Yeah,
hey, that's yellow. Nah. So everybody who colorblind out there, and they know. Green.
Certified by the Greenroom.
By the Green.
Man, look, so anybody who is sleeping under a rock and never heard of Pop Darby. Pop Darby is an intellectual property strategist.
Facts.
Pop Darby is a business developer.
Facts.
Community activist.
Facts.
Money maker.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you, if anything else that I missed, let me know.
Nah, I mean, I like to say I'm a world changer. Like, my goal is to really have an impact on the earth. Since when I exist, I want it to be different because of the work that I put in to do here. And I can see plenty of people that have done it before, so we know it's more than possible. And whatever titles or accolades I get, that's what it's for, to change the planet. Man, but I don't like that anyway, because so we live in a world of, I don't want to call it, it's ritualistic, it's pedophilic, and it's a sacrificial government. That's an oligarchy that control what people who live inside of that government think, because government means mind and government means control and ment is your mental. So they govern your mental. And everybody that lives inside of their fishbowl, they get to say who they are, and they give them things to work for. Like, here, go find the accolade. You want to be a lawyer, you want to be a politician, and people work their whole life to get these accolades just to say I did it. And then them titles really don't mean nothing if it don't change the game, because we still keep it inside of their system. So, you know, my plan is to create a whole new system, but we're going to get into that.
No, we definitely will. You trying to basically change the way that people look at things, business-wise.
I'm trying to say we changing the way people look at things.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even want them to get confused like we not on it. That's what happens a lot of times. People undervalue what you're doing, and they'll just say, oh, I see that little business. Nah, bro, I'm doing big business. Like, it be times where I get a phone call and it's really millions of dollars on the table, and that means that's the next step of where we're going. You know what I'm saying? Now we just got to structure ourselves out the right way to be able to fulfill those type of contracts, to be able to fulfill those obligations, and to be able to make things happen. For sure. Yeah.
Man, the first time I ever got hip to Pop Darby, well, I had definitely heard of you before, seen you before, prior to, I would say 2 years ago, when Nipsey Hussle died.
Yeah.
Is when I got most hip to you. And that's also when I started my platform, and I've been following and I've been in tune since then. Yeah. And then you had like you spoke at the tribute in Houston. Yeah. And the thing that caught me was in your caption of the video of you speaking, you spoke how every blog, every media source and platform should be posting how this man changed the perspective of business coming from the hood.
Man, Nipsey said something that was super loud when a magazine was talking about like how he has performed as an artist, and he was like, y'all compare me to like the wrong type of things. Like, if you look at what I'm doing, I'm super successful. And that's what I was trying to say. Like, bro, it's earlier we were talking about things getting distorted because of what all is out there. So whatever you create, there's so much around it that even if it's stimulating, people still got to really pay attention to it to actually understand it. And if you paid attention to what Nipsey was doing in the environment, man, that was probably the most important thing I've seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can honestly say I seen somebody walk the earth that was operating Christ-like. You know what I'm saying? In they being, in they skin suit, they me say they really was operating through a different type of energy, and you could witness it.
You say in their skin suit and they meat sack? Yeah. That's basically what this vehicle of the body is.
Yeah, shit.
But I agree with you about Nipsey though.
Man, I don't think it's nobody that we can say that done did it like that. Even with people that had like impact, like Tupac had a major impact, but he wasn't actually physically in the community, already working with some of the best minds to generate like technology, to buy buildings and start flipping and changing the narrative of their neighborhood. Like, ain't no telling what Nipsey would have been at right now if he was still alive. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks. I think also with Tupac, his impact, I think culturally is comparable to Nipsey, probably more great.
Yeah, it's comparable because it create Nipsey.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But the point I'm trying to make is that in the long run, when we go back and look at Pac, I actually had an argument with somebody about this in my regular life, that Tupac has left kind of a negative stain on the rap game. Now,
I'm not. Let me tell you why I'm not gonna rock with you.
But I'm a Pac fan. But
I agree in one way, because he does have things out there that don't represent us in the most positive light, but it's still a amalgamation of who we are. Like, he not giving you he really giving you who we are, where we come from, and
it's genuine.
When it's genuine, everything is genuine. Even when he tripping out, even when he mad because the world ain't treating him right, but because people not remember he was a young kid, like 24 is nothing.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? So even Death Row Tupac, that's where you would say he kind of went left. He was just beefed out. Yeah. But when you look at his background, like his mama, his story, it's beautiful. He really coming from being taught by the Black Panthers.
He's coming from the core of that black existence.
Yeah, well they not raising him to be a gangster. This is just what happened. Yeah. What the world is changing him and molding him into be whoever we saw as Tupac.
But see, when I say that, I don't mean it's blaming him for creating something bad. I think by his untimely death early, and then through everything that happened, what he represents has been interpreted so wrongly. And I think everything that we would kind of attribute to negative lifestyle for rappers today was created by Tupac.
You know why I disagree?
Okay.
Because Tupac was doing what we've been doing for thousands of years. Everything Tupac did, they used to have parties, they used to be on boats, they used to have weapons, they used to get drunk, they used to like women. Like, that's never not been our culture. It's true. You know what I'm saying? And it's certain things that you can highlight about it, but it's really a Western mindset that'll make you highlight it, because if you're not thinking about it like that, even monogamy, for example, that's a Western hemisphere mindset. It wasn't like that on the Eastern side. The way that so when I went to China, somebody asked me the other day, what's different? Why you think they live longer? Just because of the rice and because of how they eat? I'm like, it's because of how they eat, but in the East, out there, when they wake up, whatever they do, they start trying to be the best at it. At that moment, like from the wake up till I go to sleep, it's all centered around being the best person I can be. And it's not like in America, we got so much just where we just dragging the day out.
That's a very, very good point.
Yeah, that extends their lifestyle. It extends their lifetime and extends their lifestyle, because then they become masters in whatever they do.
Relieves
so
stress.
Here we'll have a lot of people who do a lot, but they not a master of nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, Western culture is definitely, I would say, inferior to Eastern culture historically. But Western culture has brought forth the ability to monetize bullshit.
Oh yeah, it created to where back then, if you was born poor, you might have had to stay poor your whole life. Your family might have just been the poor family, like peasants or whatnot. You're born a peasant or a farmer, that's your family's lane. Now you can be born nothing and create anything out of yourself, but that also create a platform for bullshit.
It also creates the ability for people who ain't really done nothing to feel entitled in the Western world to that they are something. Everybody feels like.
That's why I say you can create your own titles. Words and symbols are like things that are supposed to communicate with your inner being. So
Actually,
people are using words, symbols, logos, colors to communicate with other people's inner being. So now they put, well, if we give you this symbol, it means more. And since the masses is going with it, it became the popular opinion. So now if you get a college degree, they feel like it mean more. And even with like little like crazy shit, like people getting out of jail, that might mean more to some people. Like, well, he did 10 years, so it means more than if he would have went and told. So now we create that platform for anything to become a piece of value. That's why I like technology, because like NFTs and shit, anything can become valuable. So I could take a picture of my 2 phones and put it on there, and if I created a big enough platform, I could just go sell it for some money. Yeah. Without nothing extra on to it. That's
a beautiful thing.
Yeah, we live in a crazy time. I love 2021. Like we said before we got on here, I was born in 1990, bro. I'm so happy I got to witness just before everything else flooded out. Like, I remember when the internet was, don't pick up the phone because it's.
Yeah.
I remember when LimeWire had everybody, Napster had everybody's shit broke. I remember all that. So, and I remember when it wasn't none of that, and we was just outside every day. Because now kids have cell phones, and this is disturbing how they grow too. But now kids have cell phones at like 3, 4, 5.
Electronic leashes.
They really ain't too much going to school, especially middle school, without a cell phone. And I ain't have a cell phone in middle school.
I got my first cell phone. I was 18 years old. I was 18. It was a flip,
so life was completely different. And I had a Metro Pass, so it was super different. Like I'm gone.
Yeah, you in the most stimulated.
Yeah, I'm whatever it's at.
Nah, but that's some crazy shit, man. Technology.